Are any of you college students that are going to be swamped with student loan debt once you graduate college? Well, I know I can relate. This is why I believe there should be affordable access to higher education for everyone by making public colleges free for all students. All high school graduates should be able to attend a public 2 or 4 year college or university without having to worry about whether they can afford the tuition and the fees. Free education is something that shouldn't only be limited to K through 12 students. Making free public education will decrease the opportunity gap between low and high income students, it will decrease the student loan debt, and it can be paid for by the government and taxpayers. Everyone should have a right to a college education. I am a credible source because I personally had to take out student loans to attend Michigan State. Making public universities tuition free would decrease the opportunity gap between low and high income students. Studies show that fewer students from lower income families attend college rather than upper income students. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, its latest research in 2015 confirms that low socioeconomic status students were less likely to complete their college education. After graduating high school, only about 14% of low economic students received a bachelor's degree or anything higher, compared to 29% of middle income students. The nation's existing financial aid student systems currently fails to provide an equal opportunity to every qualified American. A report from the Pew Research Center says that Americans living in the lowest income brackets shows that higher education is a way up on the socioeconomic ladder. While the Pell Grant has eased the burden for many, the federal financial aid program is having less of an impact because the cost of college is increasing. Making college free will also build the economy. When more people have access to a college education, the number of employable people for high-skilled jobs increases. More people will be able to join the workforce, which will decrease the wealth gap between the social classes. According to the National Center for Education Statistics in 2019, the employment rate was higher for those with higher levels of education. A better educated workforce would help fill many of the gaps that prevent America's economy from growing, and it would decrease the wealth gap between the classes. So when would the U.S. close the gap in higher education by family income? These gaps have pushed students into high amounts of debt. Student loan debt will no longer crush Americans if college is made free. The student loan debt in 2020 alone is over $1.6 trillion. Michigan is ranked number 9 in the top 10 student loan balances by state. We have over $48.4 billion of student loan debt in Michigan alone. The average student loan debt per person is about $32,000. Graduating with high amounts of student loan debt has shown to reduce a person's chance of owning a house, getting married, having children, and being able to accumulate wealth. The College for All plan was made by Senator Bernie Sanders. It proposed to make education beyond high school universal without students and families having to come up with the funds to pay for tuition. This would also cancel out all the student loan debt for about 45 million Americans. It's also to believe that if students graduate without debt, it will help stimulate the economy because it speeds up their ability to earn and spend money. You might be thinking, how will the government pay for everybody to go to college for free? Well, in reality, college can't really be free. Somebody has to pay for it, but there is an efficient way that it could be done. Taxpayers. Taxpayers will pay for Americans to go to public college for free. If we increase the tax rates for the wealthiest millionaires and billionaires out there, they can put a lot of their money towards free higher education. Also, changing the public money being spent on financial aid for students right now and putting it towards just making public universities free can cover the cost. Under Bernie Sanders' College for All plan, according to TradeSchools.net, the proposed plan said that it would cost about $2.2 trillion to eliminate public tuition at universities. And this will also cancel all student loan debt that people have outstanding right now. However, the plan will only cover tuition. It won't cover books, room and board, and other expenses. But that is still a big chunk of money that you're paying to go to school covered. If his plan ever gets enacted, Sanders will be able to pay for college by passing a separate bill that also taxes speculative Wall Street sales. Since he didn't get elected as the final candidate in the 2020 presidential election, hopefully Biden will adopt his plan as well. In closing, I believe all American students deserve the right to higher education without having to worry about how they will pay for it. Everybody wants to live the American dream, but most students have student loan debt to pay off before they can even get to that. Making public college free for everybody would decrease the opportunity gap between low and high income students. It would decrease the student loan debt, and it can be paid for by government and taxpayers. Many students will benefit from free college because it would increase completion rates and save money for students worldwide. Higher education is embedded in our society, so why push students out of being able to obtain a bright future just because of the cost of college? Thank you.